folks, how you doing and welcome to my channel. Today is the 18th of December 2023 and I realised when I sat down that tomorrow's the 19th of December, which was the anniversary of Emily Bronte's death. And we know that obviously Branwell died in the September, 24th of September, and there's various different stories about when she became ill and when her health started to suffer, and then she died in the December. I thought that was a little bit like, woo, when I realised that. I actually haven't set this video up to coincide with that. When you channel spirit, sometimes you'll get an idea of who's going to come through and you may ask and put the feelers out there. But they'll come in a unique time that's unique for them and unique for you, the channeler. So yeah, but the minute, it was last week, was it Thursday or Friday, when I thought, yeah, this week I'm going to do a channeling and it's going to be Branwell Brontë. And I've been itching to channel him for some time. And within seconds of saying, yes, I'll do it, I started my current read, which a book, right, storybook, and there is a village in it that is described just like Haworth, and there's a pub in it called the Duke of Bronte. Once I'd started that, I then went on Instagram for something, or was it, I don't know, Facebook, or I don't know what it was, and somebody was advertising calendars that they've just done. Is a photographer that lives in Haworth. I think he's called Christian James, I can't remember, don't quote me on it. If I remember, in fact, I'll Google him afterwards so I can put his correct details in the comments below. Follow him on Instagram or Facebook if you love Yorkshire, especially around that area, because his photographs are amazing and his work's amazing. And it was interesting because I felt Branwell's energy coming about him, Christian. I'll call him Christian James, I think that's his name, because he's a young lad and he's able to live in a world now where he can be creative, if that makes sense. And I just, when I went on his profile, I really looked at some of his Instagram videos and it was like, yeah, imagine if Branwell lived in today's society where it was acceptable to be self-employed, where it was acceptable to follow your heart's desire, where it was acceptable to go on, where you had the help of social media and other influencers and other teachers about. And I just thought that was it was a nice moment. So, for those of you that don't know who Branwell Brontë was, he was the brother of the Bronte sisters who lived in Haworth, and they wrote books like Wuthering Heights, Tenant of Wildfell Hall, Jane Eyre, The Professor. And I nearly said, that's interesting, I nearly said history depicts him as an alcoholic and a drug user, but it's not that history depicts him of that, because he was an addict. But is it that history of over-egged the pudding with him? That's going to be interesting to look at. Is it that history is somehow over-egged the pudding? Is it, and I didn't think I'd bring this in, is it the fact that we need a villain in the story? There's always a villain in the story. Is it that society needs a villain in the story, so we need to have the goodies and the baddies? When in actual fact we're all multidimensional human beings. That's interesting. So Branwell, I will let you go off and you can Google Branwell if you're new to this video or you're new to me or whatever. I mean, actually, if you're watching this and you're new to me, you probably already know who he is. But if you're, anyway. So he was born 26th of June 1817 and he died on the 24th of September 1848. I'm looking down because I've got some notes. I always work out numerology between me and the people that I channel. It's just a bit of fun. I don't do numerology myself. It's just something I do with for the channelings. Okay, so he came out as a 31. Practical yet creative, the process of creativity, finding a better way of doing things. That then breaks down into number 4, which is energetic, knowledgeable, clever, confident individuals with leadership skills. However, they can be rebellious and overconfident at times, leading to negative traits. I've channeled a few people on here. And I have never, ever, ever had a numerology where I've thought that numerology could have been written for that person that I'm channeling. I mean, for those of you that know Branwell, he was a creative and he had this amazing ability to create, but he also had this amazing ability to destruct and decreate, I'm hearing. And as I'm saying that, I'm actually seeing him destroying things. So maybe he's destroyed books that he's written, destroying pages. So he's decreating. That's the vision I'm getting. He's doing a painting, but then he's smashing it up. He's writing what could be a book, and then he's just in, I don't know whether it was a rage, drug-induced, alcohol-induced, but he's destroyed some of his stuff, which is a shame really, isn't it? I'm not going to do this full channeling on notes. It's just when you channel spirit, you don't just work with them for the video. You'll spend a few days with them beforehand and you're building up a rapport, and I like to take notes, otherwise I'd just forget. Personality and conditions from on my notes. This morning when I was tuning into his energy, I saw him in Haworth Parsonage, and around him just seemed so much chaos. And it wasn't that Haworth or the parsonage was chaos, there was this internal chaos. And it was almost like I wanted to go like that and just close my eyes and block it out, block the sounds, block the sights. And I'm wondering if, and I think I said the same for Emily's, if they were on the autistic Asperger's spectrum. Now before we go any further, it's not wise to diagnose somebody via channeling. And no matter how long ago they died, but it does, when I googled autism and Asperger's, it was a lot of the traits there Branwell carried, and epilepsy as well. I can't remember whether it was autism or Asperger's that said that it can also be epileptic as well. And I thought, yeah, because there's rumours, it's like anything, that maybe Branwell was also epileptic. And I just sat there and I thought, oh my God, if he'd have been born now, you'd like to think he could have got much more better help. You know, parents are becoming more aware of it, the system's becoming more aware of it. And I just found that it was quite a sad moment of, and yet he's vilified in the history books. And even on online community forums, there's many people still vilify him because he destroyed the Brontes. And one of the things that actually Branwell said was he didn't destroy the Brontes, as in the sisters, because actually how he explained it was, it's that in itself is almost an attack on the divine feminine, because what I felt was the three sisters were so strong. They were northern women like myself, so they weren't snowflakes by any stretch of the imagination. They were the salt of the earth, the grit of the earth. They were the earth themselves. So to think that, yes, they would have been devastated by his death, but to say he destroyed them, there's a time to be born and there's a time to die. And when we say it's their fault I got that illness because of the stress they caused me, it's their fault that person died, then actually we're disempowering that person that we think's got damaged because of that. And in actual fact, those women, it feels, were stronger than that. That maybe they had other stuff as human beings. The age in which they lived, you didn't live long in those days, especially on those northern moors where, you know, I go into my kitchen now and I just turn the tap on, there's heating, there's clean food, there's medications now and science that we never had back then. So again, it's that, let's blame him, just sharing what Spirit's saying. Okay, so what else have I got here? I've done that bit. I promise you we will not be sticking with these notes, they're nearly done anyway. Although I do have some questions and areas. Right, so sibling rivalry, father wound, creation, because he was a creative, and addiction. I'm also going to try and get another one in there now, and that is for family members who have to live along people with addictions, family. I'll just put addictions. I'll forget what I meant there, and I'll be looking at the camera all lost. Anyway, let's get to it. So, whenever I'm channeling anyone, I do this little thing where before I come on camera, and I know it must irritate people that I do this, but I pull cards and it's just me and them. I don't do it on camera, it's just a moment that I like to sit with the energy and pull some cards. And when these cards came out again, I have never ever channeled anyone where the cards that I pick pre-camera have blown my mind to a point that these did. So, in fact, for one of the shuffles, which was, when he chose his deck, by the way, because Spirit chose their own deck, it was Herbal Astrology by Adriana Ayales, and I was like, oh, Branwell, why do we have to use that? Have you not got this whole range? And I had a vision that he'd choose something else, and then he said, no, look at the title, Claire. The Herbal Astrology, Herbal Medicine, etc. Addiction, opium, the tinctures that were probably made up back then. So I was like, okay, I get that. I get why he chose that deck. I'm also going to be using the Healing Light Tarot by Christopher Butler, which is a shadow deck. It's a very masculine deck. It's a very masculine deck as well. So the two cards that came out, this was the first one, which is Poppy. And straight away I've got Poppy's in opium. Poppy. So his opium addiction and the dream. Honestly, right, you cannot make this stuff up. And the two cards that he's got is 41 and 42 as well. So it's the dream that he had couldn't be fulfilled. So rather than looking at that, it was the poppy that was used as an escape. It was the need to escape, to come out of ourselves. And what he's showing me, do you know, he feels like he could be quite, I'm getting the word transcendental meditation. The fact that we're able to do, I've said this about ayahuasca, by the way, as well. Many people do this now, we've all done it, be it a drink, alcoholic drink, be it caffeine, be it drugs, be it medications, be it trauma. We use it as an escapism. We use it as an escapism. And then he pulled out this one, Amantia, probably said that wrong, conduit. So I thought, right, I've never heard of that before. So, because I don't do herbal stuff. I went into my little book that comes with it, and this is the write-up. So upright, a conduit, channel, bridge of realities, connection to higher power, celebration, coming home, family and awakening. Reversed, a lack of belonging, disconnected from source, family healing, unhappiness and ungrounded. Astrological ruler, Neptune, Pluto and Mercury. Do you know what? I'll say it again. We'll put this on my gravestone. You can't make this stuff up. That is Branwell Brontë. If ever there was a little passage in a little book, those of you that know him will be like, oh my God. Not being able to, not feeling as though he doesn't belong in his family. He had 3 absolutely successful sisters, even though their success came at a later stage. They were success. When you're in the midst of chaos and your life's in the midst of chaos, to be then faced in your eyes, because there's a two-sided coin here, in your eyes that actually look at my sibling or look at my sister, my brother, why am I not succeeding in life? Where's my place? You know, he had a dad that was the vicar, the local parson, who, you know, back then Victorian vicars and church life was strict. It was strict. It was very different to what we're going through now, where we're getting in touch with our feelings. He was a male that was expected to one day possibly look after 3 unwed sisters. That is a pressure in itself. Imagine that. You're a young fella, you've got your life in front of you, but you can see your 3 spinster sisters, because that's what they did back then. Your dad looked after you until you got married, and if you didn't get married, then your brother looked after you. The pressure there, it's unbelievable. So where is my role in this family? My role in this family is a role in which I'm not prepared for. I can't do. It's almost like you can't do it. Disconnected from source. The drugs will do that. Alcohol does that. It disconnects you from source. You can't connect to the higher beings when you've got a skin full in you. Unhappiness. He was desperately unhappy. Ungrounded. You know, he was ungrounded. He could be quite erratic at times. He was a conduit. I've said this about all the Brontes. He was a conduit and a channeler. And had he been able to get the help he needed, he could have been an amazing creator. The Bridge of Realities, a lot of his childhood books, it was otherworldly, it was other realities. Connection to higher power. When I saw that, it reminded me of the Alcoholics Anonymous belief system of the higher power. What if his power was too high for him? Interesting. Celebration. He liked to drink. Coming home. Family awakening. And sometimes you think, actually, when healing's actually happening, sometimes it's chaos. Sometimes it's chaos. And sometimes we have to go into chaos to realise, and I'm seeing him on his deathbed now, and I'm wondering if on his deathbed it's almost like he had that moment where, if only I could have been different, then maybe we wouldn't have got to this point. So then I pulled 2 more cards, which was, you're not going to believe this again, the family, the 10 of Cups. The Cups again is addiction, it's emotion, but the family and the illusion. The illusion, he can't quite reach. You see what I mean about these cards? He can't quite reach what he needs to reach, the divine. He can't reach it. Also as well with that, it's the grief that the Brontes suffered throughout their lives. The grief of living near a graveyard. I've stopped in Haworth, and I've actually stopped overnight in the Black Bull. And that graveyard, I mean, imagine opening your front door and opening your bedroom curtains in the morning and seeing, you know, a hole being dug for your best friend, for your relative, for your sister, your mother, people that you were just talking to in a shop yesterday, continuously seeing funerals. I mean, I'm just thinking myself now what that must be like, to live in a house where every day there's at least one funeral. Did they even say that the water that ran through the graveyard was infected, that used to drink? I know, you can't believe, people moan, wow, water's not clean nowadays. You've got no idea what it was back then when people say that, and what it's like in other countries where it really, like Africa, where it really, or certain parts of Africa where it really isn't. It's to actually go into that kitchen now and turn that tap on is biblical. To actually having your water running through the bodies, it's then becoming infected physically and then energetically. So now we're coming on to something else. Then you ingest that. You're ingesting it into your system. You're drawing all that death energy in, that doom, that gloom, that trauma, that pain. But you're also living in it, and so you're digesting it via there. So via the physical and via the energetic. I just think this is going to be a really interesting video. So let's get to it. I don't know whether I should scrap that and not be rigid with it. Because when I'm looking at this list, I'm getting an ick. And I think this is his ick. Because I bet this could have been like Patrick Brontë, the list of things to do. You know, you do your Bible study at this time, you pray at this time, you do this at this time. And it's almost like I want to just scribble right through that list, even though I know that there's subject in there that we need to talk about. So let's just hand it over. Let's see what wants to come through first. So connecting with Branwell Brontë. Connecting with Branwell Brontë. Bring Branwell Brontë through, please. Greed. First subject's going to be greed. Bloody hell. can't make this reading. 10 of Swords, but look at that. Look at the critter on his back. Defeat. It's not just defeat. This is mental. I actually think we can't actually grasp how mentally tormented this man was in his lifetime. Clarifier for each card. Clarifier 5 of Swords. Clarifier 5 of Swords. The Choice. The 3 of Pentacles. Creation. Choice. So his pain came from his creation. His pain came from his creation. The fact that he was a creative pained him. Let that sink in. The fact that he was a creative pained him. It was a burden. Because I wonder if, because what I'm feeling he's saying now is that it disenabled him to be able to do a normal job. To be able to go out and be normal. To go out and do whatever a normal Victorian gentleman of his day would have done. To bring in the pentacles to make daddy proud. He's struggling. And it's and such a sad thing. Again, it comes back to what I was saying about that other lad that's a photographer now in Haworth. It's like his creation is the making of him. He's bringing so much happiness to other people. He's just, in the work that this lad does as well, there's so much healing going on. But his creation was the fact that he was a creative was he feels was his downfall. Let me take a card from this one. Honestly, I swear to God, the poppy cards come out again. The poppy cards come out again. Dream, escapism, surrender, passion flower at the bottom. So what did he do? This is just spirit confirmed. Honestly, it's like, you know, you're doing, not that I do it, I've done it once years ago. Ouija board work, and the Ouija board and the glass starts. This feels very much like that, but not in that dark way that a Ouija board is dark. But the poppy, I love this reading. But the poppy, the dreams, have you got any advice for creatives that are struggling with what you struggled with in that lifetime as Branwell? Have you got any advice for creatives? Because the truth is, many people are having to tap into their creative streak now. And this is another reason why I'm bringing him through. Because many people are having, it's weird. He couldn't find his place in society. Oh, that's interesting as well. Back then, you did certain things at a certain age. And now, you know, back when you had to leave school, you get a proper job. What society deemed a proper job. Now we're living in times when people are leaving the proper job to go into self-employment, to go into creativity. Having to be creative, not just in work-wise, but in our lives. Advice for people that are struggling like you struggled with creation. 9 of Swords. Sun. Take one more. Judgment. And the Knight of Cups. To stay focused. The Knight of Cups, whoa, the drink, it can be so easy. I used to do this. Shit day at work, where do you go after work? shit week at work, where do you go? Many people do it. You go into any city centre on a Friday night and it's heaving. You know, this Friday will be known in the UK as Mad Friday because it's when people go and have a blast off after the working year before Christmas. So for people that are like Branwell, that are struck, their creation feels like a curse. It's about facing that mental health issue with the Sun card, making a decision, so not running away from it. And that can be really easily said than done when actually you want to run away from it. He's also saying there's also an element of being judged, being laughed, being mocked at. Because what he's saying is when you write and you paint and you draw and you make a pot, say you do pottery or tapestry or whatever, or you make a song, when you put that into the world and it's mocked, it's the equivalent for a creative as putting your baby out into the world and them laughing at it, or mocking it, or saying it's not good enough, or it's ugly. You know, imagine that. So if you think about, if you are a creative and that is your baby, every time you put a photo out there, every time you put a song out there, and it's knocked, and it's not just knocked, it's ripped to pieces. So it's also about getting a strong sense of who you are. So getting a strong sense of who you are, and you can't find that in cups or in drugs. You can't find that there. Where you do find it is in enlightenment. So he's also bringing in the fact that Patrick Brontë was his dad. The church is a form of it for many people. The church is a form of enlightenment, and it's almost like the very thing he ran from with that. It's the one thing that could have helped him, and he's not saying it was being the church. He's saying it's a belief system, a strong sense of spirituality rather than religion. A strong sense of spirituality rather than religion. Connecting back into your inner divine. He's also saying be at peace with someone saying that shit. That's my word now. I'm just using shit because I'm being a bit of a rebellion in this video, which I'm allowed to be. Be at peace with someone saying that's rubbish. Being at peace with someone saying the worst book I've ever read. Be at peace with saying, oh, that portrait's awful. Because imagine getting to that point where someone reads your book and goes, oh, that's horrible. Ugh. People do. People get some right reviews on their book channels, on their book reviewing pages. Imagine being able to look at it and go, thank you for that. Thank you for that. I'll take that on board. See, we struggle with that. We so struggle with that. So, to allow society to criticise you. Wow. You see, I'm not expecting any of this to come through, by the way. To allow society to criticise you. Because that's part of the learning. So you write a book and it's your first book and it's not very good. An editor comes along, a publisher or a friend or a family member, and they maybe just rip it to pieces. But actually there's learning in that, because you can come back better, you can come back stronger. Whereas when we go, you know, we are all of the snowflakers now, honestly, because we just are. But when we go into that, oh, don't say that about, it's all the energy of, you know, I could get it like that when I get a comment on here sometimes. Although, saying that, I do get some vileness come through. Although that will be stopping now for various reasons. Well, you can really feel it. This video is rubbish. Okay. Imagine if I went, okay, it might be rubbish in parts actually. I might not have been as sharp as I should have been. I might have been a bit too silly in that video. Or I might have got a bit too controversial, and take it on board. We can't cope with it. So we have to cope with that. We have to heal that. So when somebody does criticise your cooking, your baking, your channel, your vlog, your blog, your anything, it's almost going, yeah, okay. You didn't like any of it. Nope. Okay. Thank you for that. I'm just going to sit with that for a minute, because actually I wasn't expecting that to come through. Let people, look at that card as well, let people mock you. Let them want to pull you down, because you can rise. It's when somebody pulls you down and you go down with them. And that's not saying that you can't be upset. It's saying be upset, but then rise back up. He's now taking me to the black ball, and he's showing me, I don't, when we can go everywhere with this video, which Branwell. So we're in the black ball, but he's showing me men, and they're playing something like dominoes, but it's not dominoes, it's another game, and I don't know what it is, with wooden counters. Let me just sit with this. What is the symbolism of this? Right, okay, it's like chess pieces, and he's taken me in there because of friendship groups that we have. Ooh, do you know, I'm really enjoying this. I'm going to just sit here for 3 hours. He's taken me into our friendship groups. So, right, we've got a creative going on, or we've got some kickback from society, making sure our friends are a good support network to us, that your friends want you to be the best version of you. So I wonder also if there was somebody who was jealous of him in his circle of friends, that they wanted to bring, they actually got a kick out of seeing him in his cups. That there was this energy of, right, let me pull some cards. I do like this deck, and I do like letting Branwell take the deck. So can you give me some cards for your friends, please? What you're trying to show me in the black ball. So some cards. Ooh. Okay. Show me some cards. The Queen of Pentacles. Nine of Wands. Knight of Swords. What's the card at the bottom? Nine of Cups. Cups. Knight of Wands. Who was the Queen of Pentacles? She's pregnant in this. I know sometimes she can be depicted as pregnant. Can I have a clarifier for what you're trying to say? The Out in the Cold card and the King of Wands at the bottom. Hell, damnation and fury I'm hearing when I get that. Hell, damnation and fury. I think he's showing me society at that time. Women stay at home, they're the birthers. You see, that's it. Because birthing is a form of creation. Yes, that's what he's showing me. See, I love channeling. I forget I love channeling. When people say, "Can I do a channel?" Claire goes, "I don't want to do a channel." But then when I do a channel, I'm like, woo! Anyway, Queen of Pentacles. Women stay at home, they have children. Men go out to work, they're strong. You know, warriors, Knight of Swords, like the go-getters. Then we've got the Hell, Damnation and Fury. Then we've got the poor of the time. So he's in the brat ball, surrounded by different people. He's got his father, whoops, did he knock my laptop over? I'm always doing that in a minute. And society and the Hell, Damnation and Fury there. There's all that there, and then there's different, it's all different. Let me do another card from this deck. I think he absorbed a lot from Hawath. I actually wonder if he could have been a healer, or if he was a healer in a past life, because what I'm seeing, and it's quite brutal, I think, is him sat in the black ball, and it's almost like he's absorbing everyone's pain. It's like he's one of those people, I think, if you met up with him, you'd feel better afterwards because he'd absorbed something from you. But like as a healer, when you do that, you know how to cleanse it and release yourself. He didn't. He's absorbing it. Journey. Musina. I am not a herbalist. Apologies for butchering it. Musina. I want to look at the 16, the journey of life. 16. I wonder if he had a shamanic frequency in him. There's no wondering about it. He did have a shamanic frequency in him. 16. Upright, state of transition, leaving behind what is familiar, moving toward the unknown, connection to a higher mind, trusting higher consciousness. Reversed, choosing comfort, lack of trust in the unknown, resistant to change, lack of spontaneity. So we're in Victorian Northern Britain. That's interesting. He's also saying that the energies were trying to change there, like they are doing now. He could sense energies. And I'm going to go to the reversed first. Choosing comfort, lack of trust in the unknown, resistant to, it's that stubborn patriarchal energy. Lack of spontaneity, resistant to change. It's how we do things. We don't do things differently. That's how we do things now. State of transition, leaving behind what is familiar, moving toward the unknown, connection to a higher mind, trusting higher consciousness. He's saying he observed the Victorians, the people around him, and he feels like he's very interested in people and everything. He's so overstimulated, but it's, if he could have just been given the correct mentor, he could have gone level. Whoops, nearly did it again. See, there's something in this that I keep nearly knocking my laptop over. Because again, a laptop is where you can create, where if I was to start writing now in this lifetime, I'd be choosing a laptop, and it's almost like, probably subconscious with me that. So he's observing the Victorians, I keep calling them the Victorians, the people of his village, the people that would have lived in Haworth. And there was a lot of ego there as well. Drink more. It was men being men, which I know isn't right, but it was what they did then. But it's also the destroying of him. He's not in any way, shape blaming other people. It was a mixed bag. Again, this thing of it's that reason. No, it's not. It's a many different perspectives and aspects that can come and form an event in our lives. I'm being drawn to these two now. Knight of Swords and Knight of Wands and Bailiffs. So, Bailiffs, where are we going next with that? Bailiffs, so this is going to go into money. If you like the fact that I've come away, I know there's a lot of topics on there that we would like to try and cover, and I'm sure if he's going to do it, he'll do it. Okay, he will do it if he's meant to do it. But I don't want to give that list out and start, right, well, we're not going to do that. Show me the, can't get my words out. Further information, please, on the Bailiffs. King of Wands. The Star. Eight of Pentacles. The World. Is this something to do with his passing? When I saw that, it reminded me of the stonemason he was friends with, because it's like it's a man, and he's like chipping away at the pentacle. We've got a world. We've got the star. defeated, betrayed. Somebody betrayed him. What we were talking about. I'm trying to tell us. Look out for it. Take that out. Justice. Ace of Swords. What happened to him? Moon. Something that we can't see. What question shall I ask? What did all of these cards in front of us, where did they lead to? Knight of Wands. Three of Swords, heartbreak. An ending. That can also be death. It's always gives me the ick when we go down it, but there's something. No, 3 cards for your passing, please. Show me 3 cards, the energy around your passing. Show me 3 cards for the energy around your passing. Queen of Wands. Chariot. The actions, again, actions. Page of Wands, actions. Hanged Man. I don't want to start going down this kind of route, but sometimes when you're channeling, there's something not right with that ending. There is something not right with how we ended. I'm not going to start going into coulda, shoulda, woulda, maybe, and please don't do this in the comment section because it's not nice. I don't care if he's been dead over 200 years. There's something not right. Now, did he kill himself? I don't know. Was it somebody else? There's definitely something not right here. And the minute we touched on this, did he owe money? You know, could he have killed himself? Because back then, suicide was a sin. To a point, any religion, well, if you're religious, you'll be watching the channel. But anyone that knows their stuff on religion, you couldn't be buried in a graveyard if you'd killed yourself. He killed himself. I don't know how he did it, whether he just drank, or whatever, but it's or if he just knew. Many of you will know this if you have experience of addiction yourself or you've had a loved one with addiction. Sometimes you can just do things that will just, that are going to bring about things. Sorry, my nose is itching. Anyway. There's something. Maybe we're not, because always remember when you're channeling spirit as well, the ending is quite sacred, even if however they die. And a lot of spirit people say, oh, well, Claire, why don't you want to talk about the death? Because actually it can still bring up stuff. Let's see what else can come through. I hope I don't sneeze on camera. 3 of Swords has just fallen out again. We know he'd had his heart broken. The Page of Cups comes out as I say that. You can't make this up. Page of Cups comes out as I say that. So we've got debt. We've got death that he's surrounded in. We've got the three of. It's everything he touches doesn't turn to gold. We've got the 3 of Swords, which is heartbreak. The family, that's not working out. Despair. Sorry, apologies. Page of Cups is emotion. He's struggling emotionally. I think so. Where are we leading with this? Show me what happened with your death. Can you show me what happened with your death? And then we'll step back from it. Two of Pentacles. And the ancestral lines, the family. I love these videos because you can go on and on and on with all of these channelings. Parting the cards. The Empress. Something with his mother as well. The pain of not having his mother, the pain of losing his mother. So let's take that out. Put that there. So some cards on the Empress, please. 46 minutes has gone already, and I feel like we've just begun this channeling. Five of Swords, the Burden, the Knight of Cups. How many cards are we taking with this? The Wheel of Fortune, a fated event, fate, the pain of life, the pain of the Strength card, not having strength. One more card. The Future. A card, clarify for the Three of Wands, please. The Page of Pentacles. He's probably the most fascinating person I have ever read on in my time on YouTube. I swear to God. Because everything you think you get to a place with it, it woof, fires off into other directions. And then you grasp that and it's woof, and it goes off into other directions. Coming into something else that I'm going to talk about next, I think. This picture is always, this is basically, it's a man on a cliff top looking out over sea, and it always reminds me of when I went to New York on honeymoon and we sailed away from New York to come back to the UK, and it reminds me of always when I see that, it always reminds me of New York, and the fact that online there's rumours that Branwell then became John Lennon, and I believe he did, because what these cards are also saying is the Wheel of Fortune turned, and he was then able to step into another incarnation where he could become oh my God, John Lennon, the master creator. And this is a lesson to everyone that you're not just here in this incarnation. There's many different incarnations happening at the same time. So, and you work across the timelines with each other as well, via sleep, via meditation, via moments that are actually wiped from your mind that you don't remember. Also as well, John Lennon also lost his mother at a young age. So the repeating patterns, and then being able to go on and becoming the most famous songwriter in the world. I can't even play any songs, obviously, for copyright, but again, that's weird as well, because what's the new song called? Rude, Claire. That's just come out. John Lennon, what's it called? John Lennon, I don't even know what it's called. I've got the sound in my head. Oh, sorry. John Lennon's song. Is it Now and Then? Is it? I can't press on it because me just Google now and then. Yeah, it came out on the 2nd of November 2023. Full lyrics. 1, 2, 3, I know it's true, it's all because of you, and if I make it through, it's all because of you. And now and then, if we must start again, well, we will know for sure that I love you. Now and then, I miss you. Oh, now and then, I want you to be there for me, always to return to me. I know it's true, it's all because of you. And if you go away, I know you'll never stay. Now and then, I miss you. Oh, now and then, I want you to be there for me. I know it's true. It's all because of you. And if I make it through, it's all because of you. If you go on to a lot of John Lennon's drawings, it's very similar to Branwell's drawings. Very similar. Anyway, where are we going with that? Cards. Where did you go after you passed away? Where did we all know we'd go to heaven, but where did you go after? What was your, where did you go? What came after? Temperance, balance. 6 of Swords, transitioned. This comes on to my next story. Okay, thank you for reminding me of that. Please, please, please do not believe people when they say the Black Ball is haunted by Branwell Brontë. He brought this to my attention a couple of days ago. He transitioned fully. They don't haunt the moors. They don't haunt the Branwell. They don't haunt the parsonage. They've transitioned. And if you want any cards that signify transition, that's it. You know, this whole thing. I mean, I've stayed at the Black Bull and it is haunted, but it's not Branwell that's doing it. Throwing ashtrays at people and all kinds of crazy stuff. A place can be haunted for numerous reasons, especially pubs. I think all boozers are haunted because it's they try. When you serve alcohol or you have a lot of alcohol in the house, it lowers the vibration of that place. So it opens it up to all kinds of different beings from the universe that want to have some fun and games with people. He fully transitioned. The 9 of Pentacles. Life review. 2 of Swords, 2 of Wands, sorry, coming back stronger, regaining his strength and equilibrium. The 3 of Cups, joined by his sisters. Can't make it up. See what I mean? You can't make this is amazing. This I'm going to be saying it forever. We've got, comes with the Union. The 2 of, do you know, it's fast, I like this deck. The Union with his sisters. The Queen of Swords as well. Ace of Swords. Freedom from them as well, freedom for the sisters as well, because I thought, I wonder if this is the women with the swords, with their swords. I didn't mean to say that, with their quills, and it's, can you see the butterflies? It freed them as well. It freed them from that lifetime, from their. It's so tragic, isn't it? They've created, in my eyes, honestly, some of the best books ever. My favourite one is Tenant of Wildfell Hall, by the way. Used to be Wuthering Heights, but then I read Tenant of Wildfell Hall and I loved that book. It freed them from that as well. Different past lives that are ancient, past lives in royal courts, past lives. They're not just northern lasses. They're not, or a northern lad. They're never, in fact, because I'm northern, you're not just anyway. But yeah, and justice, clearing, karmic clearing. The star card, healing, enlightenment, the sun. So again, these are not, you know, Branwell, Charlotte, Anne, can't get that word, Anne, Emily. They're not sat on the moors haunting people. They're not in pubs haunting people. They have transitioned. They have transitioned fully. This feels like Patrick Brontë though. There was pain there. Let's move on to that now. So he's taken us, I like how he's weaving us into certain places. See how we're not having to do the list. So we're going into Patrick Brontë. Terrible now, 2 o'clock. And I put that card away. See, that's interesting. I just put the card away. Okay, fair enough. Let's see where we're going next then. Oh! It's come back out again. It's come back out again. So, strength. The union. 9 of Pentacles. Rebalancing their relationship. Taking their relationship forward, their energetic relationship. The World, the ending of a cycle. Moving forward. They cleared a lot of karma. They've cleared a lot of karma. And it's been rebalanced in a big way. The Hermit. Going within. Master it. It's one more card. The Choice, the Two of Swords. Again, he was able to move forward. He was able to clear. He was able to, through his transition to heaven or the other side, the other dimensions, whatever it is to you, and also through previous incarnations that have come since that, to get himself back to an equilibrium. So whereabouts are you now? Energetically, whoops, sorry, 3 of Pentacles, take that out, so that's creation. Sorry, let me move the card deck that way. Where are you now then? The Devil, and another part of the deck. Page of Pentacles, it's a new page, a clean page. It's not been perfect. They didn't go over that it was all harps on clouds and all of that. But through God, but through their work and through their energetic work and through lifetimes that have come after Haworth, they've been able to get to a better equilibrium. They've been able to face the devil and rise up from it, to see a different perspective, to see each other's perspectives. And within that, it's brought expansion in their incarnations. It's opened the field, it's opened the blueprint. He's saying, when you stay narrow-minded and you stay in the pain and the torment, your lifetimes go like that. You can't, because you can't take that with you into good family lines, into good things in your incarnations. So you stay like that. So if you feel like you're in the, which we can all feel like at times, it's about transcending that. It's about stepping above that and out of that. Because when you heal and when you do all you can to face your shadow and the devil's on your shoulder, it opens up things to you that cannot be opened when you're in the funk. Okay, let me take some water. like this, the way we're doing this channeling as well. The fact that we're just on the cards over and let them take us where they want to take us with the cards. Where are we going next? Are you enjoying the video? Let me know in the comments. Nice little final roundup of 2023 with Branwell Brontë. Sorry, my chair's broken. I think it's broken. I'd like not to think of it actually. Can you imagine? And it keeps clicking when I shuffle. Anyway, thanks for that, Claire. Where are we going next, Branwell? Where are you taking us next? High Priestess. Ooh. Whoops. Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Swords. The Fool. This card comes out a lot, doesn't it? Nine of Pentacles. Seven of Wands, the Boundary. The Hierophant. I don't know where he's taking us with this. The Three of Pentacles. He's taken us to the, not Three of Pentacles, apologies. Three of Cups. The Divine Feminine. The Sisters. Let me just tune into this. So what's your message for this bit then? One card. What's your message? What's your message for us? Justice. Was there a smear campaign towards the sisters or one of the sisters? Because I feel as though that's what we're talking about. A smear campaign. Maybe by the patriarchy. Or even the patriarchy within the female people of the time. Shape-shifting. Surrender again, that comes out all the time for him. Just let me ask him a question. Is this who I think they're talking about? I'm doing it this way because it's a controversial subject in our society at the minute. Where we're going to go with it. Moon. Right. Anne Bronte. I've told you this before. She is now J.K. Rowling. As you know, J.K. Rowling shared her views. And many people didn't bat an eyelid, got on with their lives. But many people got hugely triggered. There's been a backlash. And I feel as though these cards are picking up on it. And one of the things I'm picking up on is this thing where, and this can be triggering for all of us, where somebody may say something, be it in our personal lives or on the world stage, that we may have loved and admired or whatever. Or we may have never loved and admired and they just say one thing after another. But I'm feeling this is more for someone that we may have admired. For me personally, I'd still read Harry Potter and watch Harry Potter. It feels like we're being taught at this moment that actually we should allow each other or what we perceive as slip-ups, that we need to be able to have honest conversations. It's what I mean, it's a very contentious subject, I appreciate that. Sometimes I love BookTube and sometimes I cringe at the way they go for her sometimes. It's not nice. Because actually, sometimes a person may say something and we think is not a nice thing to say, but there's always something to learn from it. And it feels like he's somehow tuning into this. And it's that divine feminine energy that can be, if it had been Jeremy Clarkson that would have said that, or anybody else that, you know, would it have had the same impact? Now you could say yes, but she wrote books who a lot of the books that the target group that she wrote the books for are the very people that maybe they were children that are now grown into teenage and 20s and 30s. But again, it's this High Priestess, Three of Cups. Energy. You know, even me talking about this, I want to apologise because of what's out there, and I'm sitting thinking, oh shit. Comment section's going to blow up. I mean, for example, I said shit in a video last week and I got told off, told I wasn't being a lady. It's not the 1800s. And that's why I keep saying shit a lot in this video, because it's just like, come on. Stop trying to put people in boxes. Stop trying to take off these narrow-minded, judgy, pointy. There's so much more out there. The variety is the spice of life, and there are so many different perspectives for everything. And just because we have a certain perspective on that and somebody else doesn't have that perspective, we can't slam somebody down. And it's almost like even me talking about it now, I'm thinking, I want to move on. And we shouldn't want to just move on. We should be able to sit down and have this conversation. Anyway, moving on. Oh well, it is what it is. By the way, I think the vast majority of people that follow me are grounded people, nice people that will get what this video is all about. It's just sometimes you'll get the externals coming in and they can flip at times. It's weird, it's strange, it is what it is. Anyway, message done, let's move on. Ooh, didn't they both go off to be famous? Charlotte Brontë, I've said, went off to be Daphne du Maurier. I told you this, didn't I? When me and Gary went to Haworth, and it was just after I channeled Charlotte. By the way, if you're enjoying this, if Claire remembers, and I will be good, please be good, please be good, please be good, Claire. Be professional and put the links down below in the description box. I will. Okay. We went to Haworth. We went for a meal in the Black Ball. Went for a meal and a glass of wine. And we're walking up to have a walk out onto, you know, the back of the parsonage. That sounded rude, didn't it? But it wasn't like that. It was just going to the moors. That even got even worse. Anyway, moving on. And I said, what's going on? It was squawk, squawk, squawk. And like literally there was crows, ravens, whatever you want to call them. Billions of them. And I actually went like that. And I said, God, I said, it's like being in the birds, which is the birds, Daphne du Maurier's. And I went, that's where old Charlotte got her idea from. Obviously Charlotte, when went into being Daphne du Maurier, that's where she got her idea from, being in that parsonage. And hearing that, because it freaked me out. It was, where did that sound? But honestly, it was just piercing. And imagine being a child with that in windows that were thin, where it was just, it felt overwhelming. And that can be picked up in one lifetime and produced in another lifetime. So, are we going to do some questions? I think we can do some questions. One card, sibling rivalry. Let's keep it simples. Move on from it. You can be admiring or being jealous of your brother or your sister, but you don't realise what they go through on a day-to-day basis to be who they are. He didn't realise just what his sisters were going through, the fear that they had as being women in a man's world. All he saw in that physical life was them doing was something that only he could ever dream of. But he didn't see the fear behind that. and the doors they had to pummel to get into that. You don't, it's the same with us. Someone's got sibling rivalry. They got married before me. They've had a baby before me. They've got a bigger house than me. She's married a richer man than me. She's slimmer than me. He's more successful than me. You don't realise what they're going through. So we need to move on from sibling rivalry. The father wound, 1 card. The father wound, 1 card. I am enjoying this. The father wound, 1 card. Family card. We can sometimes wallow in it. Remembering that you chose who your father was going to be. Your father that you choose brings through the lessons that you need to learn in that lifetime. And I'm also hearing he's not actually your enemy at an energetic level. The father that you've chosen is not your enemy at an energetic level. Even if at a physical level he feels like he is, he actually isn't. He can be, if you allow him to be, your greatest teacher and can lead you to somewhere, an internal peace that you couldn't have got any other way. Creatives, guidance for creatives that are struggling at this time. Guidance for creatives that are struggling at this time. Family again. The Page of Wands. Believe in your own success. Manifestation. You've got to believe in it. You've got to love what you're doing. You've got to love being an artist. You've got to love being a songwriter, a book writer, a blogger, a vlogger, a pottery maker, a baker, a shoemaker, a dressmaker. You've got to love it. He's also saying that there's many people now that are jumping on other people's loves. They see somebody online that does great photography, I want to be a photographer, and they're not actually tapping into what they love. And there's this whole creative cell system within them that they're not tapping into because they're seeing it in the external. So a card for those struggling with addiction. 1 card for those struggling with addiction. 1 card for those struggling with addiction. Hierophant and the Knight of Wands. Enlightenment, healing, find yourself spirituality. A form of spirituality, and that could be a form of religion, it could be anything, whatever it is. A belief system, a sense of self, the light, find the light. Because when you find the light, you can't tolerate things in your system. You can't, you can't allow yourself to become uncontrollable on a substance because you've found the light and you embody the light. 1 card for those who family members are dealing with other family members with addictions. The Fool and 3 of Swords, the heartbreak. It's about keeping going. Look at that Fool having to, it's not just stepping off a cliff, that one. He's literally running and jumping. And this is about, yes, it hurts, but somehow we have to keep going. We have to take that leap of faith that all will be well. That all will end well at some point. Either like with them, where they went over to the other dimensions and other incarnations. He's also saying to not dwell in the darkness of it or the story of it as well. To not treat them like an addict. That's interesting. So you've got your relative there that's probably drunk or whatever. To not treat them like an addict. God, our so-and-so's coming. God, he'll be drunk. That kind of thing. Where is he gone? That you hear it all the time. Watch him, make sure what about drinking. I know it's triggering. I know it's triggering. You don't hear from them for some time. Where are they? Especially when you're, and I'm not judging you because I know what it's like. It's big stuff. It's big stuff. So final card from this deck here. Do a final card from both actually. Herbal Astrology. Final card, please, Branwell, for those watching. beloved and the blessing. So the blessings of your life. It's a feeling with him of really loving your family, no matter what's gone on. Because it's almost like he's saying, you don't understand how much healing's in that. To be able to sit across a table from someone that maybe caused a lot of pain, to be able to go, even if it's just in your head, the divine in me sees the divine in you, it releases you both, because actually, in an energetic level, you are best friends. You come to earth to play out these roles. So let's go to this one. The Tower, he's leaving us with the, whoa, sorry. Magician, I thought, don't leave me in a tower moment, Branwell. I am not dropping this video up in a tower moment. And he comes in like a warrior. We all have one of those every time in our lives. For some people it's every day, every month, every year. But we can turn it around and rectify it. We have all the tools in the box to turn it around. We aren't just the alcoholic, we are the creator, we are the sustainer, we are it all. And we can move forward with that. We are creating all of the time. I actually could sit here and carry this on, but I actually can't, because, you know, it would be rude to you to keep you on here. I have enjoyed this reading a lot. It's one I've been putting off for a while. And I'm glad I've done it, and I hope you've enjoyed it. If you've got to the end of this video and you want to comment but you're not sure what to put, leave me an emoji of a feather for a quill, or books, anything to do with writing. Let's get some creativity going in the comment section. I've not officially announced it yet, but we have got the Father Wound group healing on the 7th and 8th of February. For this, I mean, if you're new to, I've not done the announcement video, so you'll go below, you'll try to find a video and it's not there. If you put your name down on it, keep a watch on the videos when I do the announcement video of how it runs. Basically, they're distance healing groups from my distance healing sessions, group healings, oh God, to other people, to you. And it's on the 7th and the 8th of February. And the Father Wound, look what he said in those cards. There's so much that we've gone through. There's so much that people are going through at this minute. So if you feel as though you have some form of father wound, you've lost your father left you, you were abandoned, you are a father and maybe you're going through some of the things that Patrick Bronte went through. The father wound is very different and vast for everyone, okay? 7th and 8th of February. To take part in that, you go down below to the comment section, or the pinned comment, or the description box. Scroll down a bit and the website will take you straight to it. If for some reason you go down even further, you go onto my website homepage, you just go to services and group healing, you make your payment, I get your name, I put your name on the list, and those 2 days I work with focusing that healing to yourselves. Also as well, me and Gary have got a new YouTube channel now, so there'll be no more vlogs on here, Claire Thackeray. All vlogs, book stuff, lifestyle stuff is going on there now, and there's videos already on there, latest vlogs and stuff. So if you want to catch us on there and you enjoyed our vlogs will not be coming on here, they will be going on to there, and there's a new Instagram page. So go below into the description and description pinned comment, and all my social medias there, the different YouTube channel, Instagram, Facebook, all of it. Thank you for spending your time with me. If this is the last video you watch of me before Christmas and New Year, have a great Christmas and New Year. And I will see you in the next one. Shall I share with you my list of channelings that I've made? Of people I'd like to channel in the future. Where is it actually? It was in this book. You're waiting for it. Anne Lister. Fred West, because if you're new to this channel, I do channel dead criminals. Princess Grace. Tina Turner. John Lennon. Ivana Trump. Christine Keeler. Bobby Christina Brown. Rick Mayall, Dolores Cannon, and I did that list this morning for 2024. I'm not adding any more to that list because I don't want to overwhelm myself. But if you've enjoyed this channeling, I will be working my way through that list in 2024, at least the beginning of the first 6 months of 2024. If you can't wait that long, I do have a playlist on here that you can go watch, which is channeling. So I've got the playlist section, I've got the channelings, and work your way through them. If I remember, I'll put all the Bronte channelings underneath, okay? Anyway, thanks for watching, love to all, take it easy. Be sensible over Christmas after watching this. Think, what would the enlightened Branwell do? Okay? He wouldn't be doing that. He'd be doing something totally different. So, thanks for watching. Love to all. Like, comment and subscribe. Share with your friends and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.